Hello and welcome. I know you've probably seen 280 million videos that are titled the exact same as this.
Well, as a matter of fact, I probably actually have. It's depressing.
Discussing the same exact subject matter as this. However, I assure you this is the most unbiased opinion you will ever find on this topic. Just trust me, please.
I do not believe you.
Now, this isn't me being totally obsessed with consoles. I'm also making a video of 5 ways PCs are better than consoles.
You know what I like to hear when someone's narrating or talking? I like to hear music in the background that's not only too loud, but has its own lyrics as well. That's what I like to hear. I know I'm picking on that, but come on, people. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why is that a thing you would do? Having another video that says 5 reasons why the PC is better than the console does not absolve you of anything that you say here if I take an issue with it.
They are just both suited to different things and have different advantages. So that's what these 2 videos are for. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go to reason number 1. Universal configuration.
Oh god, you know, universal configuration is probably something that sounds like a fantastic idea if you stop thinking at step 1 and don't investigate any further. Wouldn't it be easier if the only store was Walmart? Wouldn't it be easier if the country only had one political party? In the marketplace, diversity is a boon to the consumer.
When you buy a game on console, you already know with a surety that it's going to work on your console.
A surety is not a word.
I buy Call of Duty for my Xbox. It's going to work on my Xbox. It's built for my Xbox. I don't have to set anything up. It's just going to work. It's simple. It's easy.
Let's reword this and take another look at it from a different perspective. I buy something for my gaming system, and I don't have the option to configure it. I don't have the option to customize it. I don't have the option to personalize it. I don't have the option to set it up how I want. I have to accept the way that it's given to me. The frame rate counter's like a midget on Parkinson's, and the graphics look like the north end of a southbound horse. But hey, it's so simple. Reports of the PC being user-unfriendly. Why did I say user-friendly? I don't know. Consider moving to the PC. Reports of the user-unfriendliness of the PC platform is greatly exaggerated. I've mentioned before that playing games on the PC is said to be the most complicated thing ever by people who've never actually attempted it. Most games, when you boot them up on your PC, work as normal right out of the box without needing any changes, though you always have the option to adjust resolution, VSync, graphical options, and what have you. Options are user-friendly.
And it's hassle-free. PC games aren't always that easy.
Black Ops 3 is a game that a lot of people buy expecting to sink dozens upon dozens, perhaps hundreds of hours into, until the next slightly updated Call of Duty comes out in a year. Did you know that there are people who pre-order Call of Duty games? I know, right? In any event, wouldn't it be better to really make all those hours you're planning to sink into a game shine all the better by spending just a couple minutes the first time you install it? Maybe adjusting an option here or there?
And it's really just a problem that is in the nature of PC itself. Like, PCs are all different. PCs are not built the same. They don't all have the same chips. They don't all have the same cards. They don't work exactly the same.
Why would you want them to? Except maybe in certain circumstances on a professional level, why would you want the performances of all PCs to be the same? Why would you want to deny people the option to either increase or decrease the potential performance based on their budgets or the games that they play or what they're personally comfortable with? If somebody wants to spend $1,500 on a PC, more power to them. If their budget is $600 or $400, well, you go for it. And even though there can be hardware differences in PCs, they all require the same actual parts to function. Whether it's your first PC or your millionth PC, they're all going to have the same parts, a GPU, a CPU, a motherboard, etc., etc. Now, the brands may differ, the manufacturers may differ, and some details about the parts themselves might differ, but they're still all the same parts. And we have software like DX12, DX11, OpenGL that runs, in layman's terms, along with our games to allow these games to work on a wide variety of different sets of hardware. That's why I can have a Windows 10 PC with a GTX 9 fill-in-the-blank, and somebody else can be on Windows 8 using an AMD whatever X, and the game will still run. Granted, this is like a super simplification of the concept, but it's good enough for now.
So consoles really simplify it for people who want to be sure that it's going to work right out the box. And
PC games do work right out of the box. Cases where it does not are without a doubt the exception, and there are none that come to my mind right now. In my personal experience, after 4+ years of gaming on the PC now, I've never had the issue where I could not start and run a purchased PC game. I think you would be hard-pressed to find someone who had this issue that they couldn't resolve themselves in moments.
and have nothing they need to set up or configure.
This is another appeal to the idea that the inability to customize or tailor things to your preferences is good for you, when it is not.
Alright, reason 2. Better social and entertainment services.
Well, this will be a trip.
Now, by this I mean, social integration. On PC, the Steam Friends platform is alright, but
It's excellent. Whenever you're in a Steam game, and Origin has its own overlay as well, but I'll use Steam as an example here, pressing Shift-Tab by default, and you can customize these buttons if you wish, brings up your Steam in-game overlay. Overlay. It tells you how much time you've played the game in the past 2 weeks, your current session, and overall. But it also, and this is very useful, allows you to go straight to community hubs, discussions, and guides for the game if you have any questions about it. Similarly, you can view your screenshots for the game and all of your other games that you have, as well as set the shortcuts that you need to take the screenshots with. There's also an in-game web browser that you can access at any time, which is extremely useful. For instance, in The Witcher, if you're trying to look at where this item is or how this quest begins, you can go to music settings, you can go to Steam settings, all here. And notice this is happening without any delays whatsoever, because we're not taking any noticeable resources away from actually playing the game. We can look at all of our achievements here. This opens up again, practically instantly, all your achievements that you have listed. You can look at your friends. Now you can view the players that you're currently playing with, which is extremely useful if you want to send them requests or items or trade something with them. And you can go to your recent games to see just who you've played with.
But Xbox, and I can't really speak about PlayStation because I haven't used PlayStation too much, but the Xbox Friends service and all the social features on Xbox are absolutely superior.
How could they be superior, though? You're going to have to tell us what makes them better options.
And they had a lot of social fun. They have the great achievement system.
Steam has achievements.
There's a lot of social infrastructure that really enhances the experience and makes it pretty fun for a lot of people. So
You haven't said why it's superior yet. And I am a most curious of canines. Back up your claim.
if you enjoy that kind of thing, that's really important. And second part of this, entertainment services. You can watch Netflix on your computer, but a TV is always going to be best suited for this.
Why?
And on both Xbox and PlayStation, you can watch all your Netflix, your Hulu, your Amazon, all those kind of things. And
Alright, you want to bring up Netflix and Hulu? Let's bring up Netflix and Hulu. If you are on a console, you do not have the ability to use multiple monitors. So, if you, like a lot of people, often listen to videos in the background while you're playing games,
I guess I'll go through SAW design and ergos here in a sec. And POUs here in a sec. I guess in order for me to do this, though, I have to pretend that it's reliable. I think it would probably be a good ankle carry gun, because it is so small. And one of the guns you saw off in the side, I'll bring it in now, it's competitive options, a SIG P938.
and that's just talking about listening to games as you play. We're not even bringing up the fact that on the console, you're limited to that single monitor. So, on the PC, you can have multiple monitors. I have 3 currently. Discord is on my left at the moment. I'm using primarily my main monitor in the middle, and on the right, I have YouTube up and open. Of course, that window could be instead Netflix or Hulu or any other video site that I want to watch while I'm playing a game. It's ridiculous that you bring up the idea that it is better for you to have these services on the Xbox when you have to choose only one at a time. That's instantly an objective restriction that you're going to have to deal with. You can't be playing a game and have a video running on your right monitor while I have a Discord chat room on the left, and I can keep track with all the shit posting and furry porn and whatever bullshit people want to put up there as I'm playing a game without having to stop the game, go to the chat, look at it, and log back into the game. And we're not even going into the peripherals and the advantages you get from that. For instance, I've got a keyboard with media keys on it that allow me to scroll through, stop, pause, swap songs on iTunes, for instance, without disrupting or interrupting the game I'm playing for a single second. When it comes to multimedia functionality, a console pales in comparison to the PC.
And even the most hardcore gamers watch something, you know. I found this out after spending 3 days in hypoglycemic arrest after binge watching 4 seasons of Archer straight.
Watching Archer has nothing to do with the console, though.
So, even people like me who think, oh, you know, I don't even watch TV ever, sometimes we will.
Yeah, just when we go into hypoglycemic arrest.
And consoles are very convenient for that because, you know, they're already hooked up to a TV most of the time.
Except when they're not, because PCs can go on TVs.
And they simplify that whole thing. All right.
Provided you only want to do literally one thing at any given time.
Third reason is very basic.
Wait. You said Xbox Live was superior, but you didn't actually give any reasons why. I heard achievements, but Steam has achievements, and so does Origin, actually. I heard using Netflix or Hulu, but the PC, like the console, can work on both monitors and TV, so that doesn't make it superior. I've heard friends lists and all this stuff, but the PC has that. You haven't given me anything that a premium service like Xbox Live does better. And it's not even like Xbox Live Gold is free. You have to pay for it. It's already a premium product and you're comparing it to something that is truly free. One would assume that the premium version of a service would be better than a free different version of it, but in this case it's simply not true. You haven't made a case for Xbox Live being better than Steam. In fact, it makes me wonder if you've even used Steam at all. In which case, why didn't you do your research? Didn't you start out this video by saying,
However, I assure you, this is the most unbiased opinion you will ever find on this topic. Just trust me, please.
huh,
Cost. Consoles are cheaper.
in the short term.
Obviously, you can build a $300 PC, and it'll work, but generally speaking, you really don't want to build a really crappy PC like that.
Of course, as time progresses forward, cards get cheaper and more potent. Normally, if you're starting completely from scratch, I would say spend about $500 or so to test the waters. If you don't like it, you can sell it. A lot of people, however, already have desktops, and all they have to do to transform a normal stock everyday computer that's already in your household into a gaming computer is a very simple $150 upgrade. The 1050 Ti, for instance, doesn't even require additional power feeds to run. You just put it in the computer. So in that case, buying a gaming PC really only costs you $150. It just depends on where you're coming from and what kind of performance you're looking for. Obviously, you can spend a whole lot if you want to, like I have. Or you can spend not a whole lot if you don't need a great deal of performance, or if it's not as important to you.
The console's going to be fairly cheap and run things relatively well.
I never understood this idea that the console run things well. They don't. I assume if your standards are pathetically low, then they run things wonderfully. Yeah, I'm sure. Eurogamer and Digital Foundry did a performance analysis on Fallout 4 when it came out, and it's abysmal. The article states that both machines also suffer long drops to 20 FPS in certain interior battles. Interior battles. As in, you're on the inside. You're inside of places. And it's dropping to the 20s for extended periods of time. Go to YouTube and look up Digital Foundry's benchmarks for the consoles on Fallout 4. It's mind-boggling how people can play a game at this kind of performance. You can see how even in hallways, fighting enemies can drop your frames into the 20s. How are you supposed to shoot anything at, I don't know. But that's not good performance to me. Maybe it is to you, but it's not to me.
And generally, I can safely say that consoles are going to be cheaper than PCs. Reason 4.
Oh, you're just going to skip right on over to reason 4. You don't go into, well, online subscriptions not being on the PC and how that's something we never have to pay for and our service is better. You don't talk about how the games are cheaper, new ones, used ones. You don't talk about that. You're not even going to bring it up. And now we're not even going to talk about the cost to the benefit of the hardware, how much money you spend, how much performance you get. We're not going to talk about the resale value of all the components you use, old PC reselling. No. We're not going to talk about that at all. Oh, and hell no, we're not going to talk about how in-game items can actually have actual monetary value. The game Killing Floor 2, for instance, will allow you through the Steam Marketplace to buy extremely cheap common skins for sometimes pennies. If you buy a bunch of those, you can combine them together. As long as you just want to put in some time, you can combine all these together, make even more rare skins, and then more and more rare skins. I did this not too long ago. I just bought a crap ton of extremely cheap skins for pennies, combined them, and ended up with a rare skin that was worth far more relatively, than the amount that I had paid for all the cheap skins to begin with. And the money stays in my Steam account, and I can use that to buy Steam games. I was also at one point gifted from a subscriber with a $200 Counter-Strike Go knife, and I'm extremely grateful to that person, and he knows who he is. I still have money from when he gave me that knife, which I sold, and I've been using it to buy games, and I'll probably use the final bit here to buy Dishonored 2 or some other game. So if he chose to spend the money on himself instead of giving it to me, and again, I'm incredibly grateful for you doing that for me, he could have used that knife that he got through the game, $200 Steam credit. That's 3 new games, 4 new games. And of course, you can sell stuff that you get in-game on the marketplace. You could trade this and that, go to other places, but it's just something to consider when you talk about the cost of these things and how there are ways to mitigate the prices that you pay for a lot of the goods and services you get through Steam on the PC. Yesterday, I bought Chivalry Medieval Warfare for $2.50 on Gamersgate.com. That's a 90% discount on a game that's normally around $25.
Reason 4 is something you probably haven't thought about, but it's really nice actually. All of your games are on one service.
No, you fool! You poor damn fool! Actually, this is something you don't want. It's terrible when a single marketplace or a single service is in control of everything that you can have access to. You want to exist in a position where you have multiple options available to you at all times. You want to have a variety of services that are competing for your attention as a consumer. I've already mentioned Steam and Origin and Gamersgate, but there's also GOG and G2A and other places that are constantly trying to give you the best prices for the best products that they can. If they didn't, there'd be no reason to go there. They wouldn't make any money. Steam has a refund policy now, probably thanks to other sites having it. The reason that you don't have to pay for Xbox Live Gold in order to play Netflix or Skype that you already have access to is probably owed to the PlayStation Network not having that same restriction on their users. When companies compete, you win.
On PC, you have some really stubborn publishers who decide that they don't want their games on Steam.
No, it has nothing to do with them being stubborn. They're a company and they're trying to make money. And they're not doing anything bad to consumers. Let's say EA having Origin is not bad for consumers. Blizzard having Battle.net is not bad for consumers. They're just different services that you play the games through. Is it a slight annoyance that if I want to play with a friend on Overwatch and I have him on Steam but I don't have him on Battle.net yet, is it a slight inconvenience that I have to tell him that my name is such and such and my ID is such and such that I can get a friend notification literally seconds later? Yeah, it is technically a very, very tiny inconvenience. But that's negligible compared to the benefits you get from having companies competing for your attention.
They want to make their own thing. I'm pointing fingers at Ubisoft, EA, and Rockstar, just to name a few.
What? Ubisoft sells their games on Steam. What's this bullshit about you being unbiased? Look, I can go to Steam right now and browse Ubisoft, and I'll get Watch Dogs 2, Steep, Rainbow Six Siege, The Division, Valiant Hearts, the South Parks, Call of Juarez, Trackmania. There's the Assassin's Creed games. There's the Splinter Cell games, The Settlers, Child of Light, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. Did you even check?
However, I assure you, this is the most unbiased opinion you will ever find on this topic. Just trust me, please.
In Rockstar, I can get Max Payne 3 and the other Max Paynes, Rocksmith, the Grand Theft Auto games, LA Noire, Bully, Midnight Club. Come on. Their games are on Steam. And Electronic Arts still has a lot of their games on Steam as well. You didn't even check, did you? Now, if I play Far Cry through Steam, will I have to go through Uplay as well? Sure, but that's another button click to get me through. Is it annoying? Yes. Is it necessary? No, but it doesn't really impact my enjoyment of the game.
Rockstar is forever forgiven because they make GTA and they do still allow their games on Steam. But
Then why did you bring up...
for those of you who don't know, on PC, if you want to play any of the new EA games, you have to do it through Origin, which is their own little thing that competes with Steam that really just complicates everything. It's much nicer to be able to have all your games on Xbox.
Yeah, competition, it just complicates things. All those pesky companies having to compete with one another by lowering prices and trying to offer better services to the consumer. Yeah, isn't that pesky? It just complicates things. It'd be so much easier if we just had one company dictate how we get our games, what price those games are, and what games we can and cannot play in our systems. That'd be so much easier, wouldn't it?
You have all your Xbox friends for all your Xbox games. You don't have to, separate them and have your Origin friends and your Steam friends and your Uplay friends and just a whole complicated mess that sort of is that.
Yeah, that complicated mess that takes you, what, at most 30 seconds to resolve? Hey, you want to play Rainbow Six? Sure. What's your Uplay name? Doop, doop, doop. Now you're friends. Hey, want to play Overwatch? Sure. What's your name and ID? Oh, it's that? Da. Boom, now we're friends and we can play. All of the incredible benefits of not having monopoly service on your system, and you say, oh, well, it's totally better for only one company to control everything that goes on the system because, I might have to re-add a friend every once in a while.
Alright, this last reason is dying, which is very unfortunate because I love couch co-op. Couch co-op is, being able to play a game together on the couch with friends.
Me too, and you're right, it is dying. In fact, it's almost dead. If someone asked, hey Rags, I gotta get a console, which one should I get? I'd say get an Xbox 360. Xbox One, PS4, fuck that shit. No. The most fun I ever had on the consoles in the years and years and years that I played on them was co-op, split screen, Halo, Call of Duty, all that stuff. Some of the best, most enjoyable times in my life were playing those games with my friends in split screen. Well, those days are over.
Obviously, there are a few exceptions. You can do a few split screen games on PC.
Oh, a few. Oh, okay. Let's see just how many split screen games there are on the PC. Because apparently there are just a few, but let's see what the real number is. According to cooptimus.com, the Xbox 360 had 156 co-op games that were split screen. The Xbox One only has 26. And if you want to know how many the PC has, it's double that with some change at 58. The consoles used to be the place to go for split screen, but maybe not so much anymore.
But overall, 99% of the couch co-op games are going to be on console.
Over 99% of them. Hey, remember that one time when you said,
However, I assure you, this is the most unbiased opinion you will ever find on this topic. Just trust me, please.
oh, 'cause I do.
I have very fond memories of playing Halo or Call of Duty split screen with friends. It's not the best gaming experience. You're not going to have your headset and your full display to appreciate all the graphics, but being able to come together and play a game together, it's just a great social experience to be able to come together and appreciate a game like that.
So your best options are to buy an old console or to buy a PC.
And not everyone has the money, the time, or the resources to go and buy 4 Xboxes or go and buy 4 PCs or go and buy 4 PlayStations. So to be able to have co-op or games like Castle Crashers where it shares the screen is a huge advantage to me. And
Castle Crashers is on Steam. Not only is it on Steam, on PC it has single player, multiplayer, online multiplayer, local multiplayer, co-op, online co-op, local co-op, shared split screen multiplayer, and cross-platform multiplayer. It also has achievements and full controller support. But I'm not done yet, chillins. It is currently on sale on Steam for $3 at 80% off, or you can get it for the Xbox Arcade for $15. Remember what we said about cost?
And obviously this won't fit everyone. Kind of the point of these two videos, of the 5 reasons consoles are better than PC video, as well as the 5 reasons PC is better than console video,
Yeah, some people just want to pay $12 more for the same product.
is to identify like what are your needs, because different reasons are going to apply to different people. Some people might not care about co-op, some people might not care about other things like that. So
Exactly, so if you don't care about better frame rate, better performance, better resolution, better graphics, more titles and exclusives, if you don't care about cheaper games and more sales, customizable hardware, or a wider variety of marketplaces that are pro-consumer in nature, then you are not going to like the PC.
these videos are to best educate you and to fully get you to appreciate which system is best for you.
And you know how you don't do that, person whose name currently escapes me? You don't do that by just making some video online claiming to be unbiased and extremely knowledgeable, and then tell outright lies and spread blatant misinformation. Because remember, at the beginning of the video, you clearly said,
This is the most unbiased opinion you will ever find on this topic. Just trust me, please.
yeah, that was a lie.
So hopefully that helped.
Well, my channel, yes, yours not so much.
Let me know what you thought of the list. Are there any things I forgot?
Your list and your video were garbage.
The PC video will be going up on the Noble Pro Gaming channel. I'm going to release, both of these at the same time, so
You know, maybe later, when I have some spare time, I'll go to that video and I'll see how much bullshit is in that one. Because lying for the benefit of PC is still lying to consumers trying to make the most informed choice that they can possibly make. And that's no bueno with me.
when you're watching this, it should be up on the Noble Pro Gaming channel. I am part of Noble Esports, so I make content up there, so if you want to see other of my videos, they will be there.
I will make sure to avoid it at all costs.
And let me know what you thought.
This video sucked.
Obviously, this is not at all something to insult PC or insult console. It's entirely just to educate people on what is best for them.
No, this is an insult to anybody with a brain. Because you don't go around educating people by lying to them. Just blatantly lying to them.
So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video, or live stream, or I guess those are the things I do. So I'll see you in one of those. Ready, set, go.
I think lesser of Noble Esports because you're involved with them.